Hey, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my everyday makeup look, and it's a little bit more tailored to the summer, I guess. Maybe not. I mean, it's still the same thing I do every day, just some things are a little bit different here and there. This is going to be perfect for beginners as well as people who already know what they're doing. Maybe there's something that I need to know that you know and I'm not doing it. Share that with me and I'll just guide you through what I do. So keep watching. Let's get into it. So my brows are already done. I was recording a hair video before and I needed at least my eyebrows on to do that. But a lot of people have been asking me about my brows, I've noticed. I feel like my technique is kind of simple, but if you guys want a brow tutorial, then I can do that in a separate thing. So let's begin. I'm gonna go ahead and prime my face with Maybelline's Master Prime. And typically I would do this before my brows, but again, I just was doing brows so I could do a different video. And then I was like, okay, I guess I need to do the rest of my face now. So a little bit of that. My mirror's here, and then I also use this handheld mirror. She's struggling, we don't have to look at her. Anyway, that's why I'll look different places. I'll just try to do this so you can get a head on. So typically I would apply my primer and then I would go ahead and do my brows. So that would give my primer enough time to really set in. Since I've already done that though, I'm just gonna try to fan it dry. And I'll go ahead and get my brush for my foundation out. The foundation brush I'm using is from Wet n Wild. It's just a plain one that needs washed. And I'm also gonna be using this sponge, which I got on Amazon. And if I could find the name real quick, because I have an extra, I can bind them up. Aha! Sorry, I had to dig through the depths of my makeup to find this. Anyway, it's the Aesthetica Beauty Sponge. This is my spare one that I have that I haven't used yet, but this is before and after you wet it. And I've only had one beauty blender in my life because I can't justify the price to keep buying it up. But this was like $4, maybe $5, and it's probably the closest dupe I've ever found. I was using the Real Techniques sponges and I enjoyed them, but now that I found this one, it's so soft. And the Real Techniques ones start to look like they're eaten and bitten out of and like falling apart. So this one doesn't do any of that. I've had this one for probably 4 or 5 months and it's just now starting to get some of those little marks, but it can probably go for another month or two. The foundation I'm using today is the Pro Matte Infallible by L'Oreal. I'm gonna just shake it up. This I've actually had for a while, and the shade is Honey Bisque, which looks kind of dark, but if you look at my tan, okay, hopefully it works, I don't know. The other one I was using, my favorite is Maybelline Superstay, the 24-hour one. But I think it's too light. If you compare them, this is like a shade darker and that's what I need. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply it. Oh, well, okay, this is coming out faster than I thought. I'm just gonna work off of this and then we'll get more out when we need it. Okay. Oh, it's looking dark. Okay, it does look dark, but looking at it in this mirror and with my skin tone, I think it will be all right. I'm just gonna pat some of this. I think I got too much on this side, which is why it's looking crazy to me. I feel like I look like that peanut butter kid. Do you guys remember that video when the kid, like his sister put peanut butter all over him? I think it will be fine. It will be fine. From here, I'm gonna go ahead and use my sponge and really get in those places that are a little patchy right now. So I feel like it blends down my neck pretty well, which is always the main thing. It might, again, be a smidge darker for me right now, but it's the middle of summer, so hopefully I get a little darker and I can keep using it. Honestly though, this summer has been so weird for me because typically I wear makeup like 6 out of 7 days of the week, if not 7 out of 7. But because we have to wear masks and everything, I haven't been wearing makeup, just doing brows, maybe lashes some days. So I don't even know which shade is good, which shade is bad. I don't remember the last time I bought foundation because I just haven't had to. So things are weird. I don't know. Under my eyes, I'm going to use a powder. I'm not highlighting with any creams or concealers or anything. I'm only going to use this CoverGirl Banana Powder. It's the CoverGirl True Blend Minerals in the shade Banana. I'm going to use my sponge here on the side that hasn't been used. Just do a little bit of that. It looks crazy, but it will be fine. Hopefully. This is really the only part of my face that I use this powder on. I don't really love it that much, but I think it's really great for brightening up the under eye, and it's good to just keep my eyeshadow at bay when it falls out. So let me find an eyeshadow brush. I didn't actually plan to film anything today. Typically, I lay out everything I'm going to use when I'm filming, whether it's hair or lashes or whatever I've been doing. And I didn't do that, so bear with me while I dig through all my stuff. I'm gonna use this Revolution makeup palette that I got at Marshall's. I couldn't remember, but the tag was still on the back. Got it at Marshall's. To start, I'm just wiping down some of that foundation so it won't grab too much, but still be there to have some hold. I'm gonna use a light shade and hit under these brows. It's like an instant brow lift. I mean, dang, good. So one thing to know about me is I don't highlight in shimmers under my brow. I don't know why, I just don't like shimmers under my brow. So I use a bright white like this instead. And she's popping today. Real quick, I'm going to use an angled brush and some brown. If you can see, my brows look like they're a little oily because I forgot to set them with some powder, which is what I'm going to do now. Just using a dark brown, I'm gonna set those. So look at the difference, set, unset. It looks like grease. Probably because I use like a brow pomade, so it just didn't set anyway. Moving on to a transition color, I'm going to be using a light brown in my crease. I have very hooded eyes, so I bring mine up a decent bit to kind of disguise that. So to add to that, I have a dark orange that I like to use as well. And I'm going to hit that in there. Probably show up a little bit more because that brown was really the color of my skin. This is a really everyday eye look. Nothing crazy going on. For my pop of color, I'm going to use my highlighter, which is the Wet n Wild Golden Flower Crown. Again, everything here, my makeup has been the same since April, and we're in July. I haven't bought anything that wasn't a necessity as far as like brow pencils and things. I've gotten those. Everything else though is the same. I've just been using it here and there. So I definitely need to stock up. Do not come for me. That's that. And I call this like a fake cut crease because it's cutting, but it's not as dramatic and bold as a cut crease. So it's like a fake cut crease. Also, I'm not very good at cut creases, so that's why I have to fake them. Now, since I'm not really going for that cut crease look, I can go ahead and blend this out a little bit. And if you want these colors to be bolder when you're using a highlight as a shadow, I just use my finger a lot of times, and that will really make it bold. I need to get this powder off because it's gonna start looking crazy. Now to powder, what am I gonna use? I'm like out of everything. Maybe this wasn't a good day for a tutorial. Okay, I still have some Airspun Moving on to bronzing, contouring, and highlighting. I'm gonna bronze first. I also use another big fluffy brush for that. This one's just a little bit more flat on the end. Yeah. I actually got this at Dollar General. It's the Black Radiance Pressed Powder in the color Bronze Glow. Another one, I don't even want to show you guys because it's so bad. Okay, it's gone. So yeah, let's get some of that. This is one I have to be really light-handed with because the pigment and everything is there. I feel like if you're going for a real summery glow, light makeup kind of thing, this might be enough with some highlight. But if you're me, it's never enough. So I'm gonna contour. My contour, I'm gonna use a little bit of the Wet n Wild contour palette in Caramel Toffee and a little bit of the Essence contouring palette in the color 20, which is just says 20 darker skin. Now, when contouring, I just contour for my face personally. So things that, features I want to highlight, I really contour right beneath those, like my cheekbones. Ooh, ooh, okay, cheekbones. And then a little bit in here and then a little in here because I have a big forehead. I also contour the crap out of my jawline, you will see. So it's not really any particular method, it's just putting things so I can chisel out my face how it probably could be if I lost a little bit of weight. Anyway, so for jawline, I like jut out my chin, weird motion, but jut out your chin and then follow a line that I'm gonna draw. And then, so you wanna make sure you create your own line there where the light makes a shadow. Actually, yes, I know it works because when I turned my head, I was like, you can see that right there. It's a little more disguised. And we are going in on the nose. I do a little bit of powder highlight as well. Right now my face is pretty well highlighted though from the banana powder, but I'm gonna use a little bit more from that same Wet n Wild contour palette. Getting some of that. And I do this kind of thick so I can wipe most of it off. And then the nose, I'm gonna bring it in here to help that contour stand out. I saw this technique on TikTok and I've been using it ever since and she works. I don't remember who, so yeah, I did not create this technique. Sometimes when I really need my face to look snatched, I'll do this part here, just like a thin line. But honestly, today I think it's doing fine on its own. My face is looking okay. So I let this sit for a minute, and in the meantime, I'm going to do some mascara. The mascara I'm going to use is the Benefit Roller Lash, and this was an Ipsy sample. It came in my Ipsy bag, but it works so good, but I will never buy the full product because it's so expensive and I'm cheap. Then I wear falsies, so like I'm gonna cover it up. Now this is set enough, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe it. I like this powder because it's not a loose powder, but it works kind of like a loose powder where you can wipe most of it off. But look at it, just, I don't even know how to explain it. I love it. Okay. The lashes I'm using, I get off Amazon. They come in a pack like this. I don't know why I just snatched them up like that, but they come in a pack like this. Their brand name, I guess, is Professional Lash Goose. K01 is the style I get, and they're fantastic. I order them at least twice a month. Not as much lately, again, but about twice a month. So I already have some that I wore a few days ago. I keep them separate. I'm just taking some of that extra glue off and I'm going to reuse them. Once they're nice and clean, I'm going to put glue on it. And what I do for timing is I clean off one lash, put the glue on, let it sit while I clean the other lash off, put the glue on, let it sit. By the time I'm done with the second lash, the first lash is usually ready to apply. And of course, if it's the first time, I just grab one off, trim it up, put glue on it, and then I grab the other, trim it up, put glue on it, and it kind of works the same way. Glue is on. While that sets, again, maximizing my time, I'm gonna go ahead and do my highlight, my actual shimmer highlight. And if I can find the brush, I'll do that. Again, why am I like this? Oh, there it is. Okay. Anyway, so before I do my highlight, I want to make sure all that extra powder and stuff is off. And I need to do my blush. This is another brush I just got in an Ipsy bag. I don't know. The blushes I'm using are from L'Oreal Infallible Paints. Lots of cool colors. I like to use this orange and mix it a little with some of the other colors. And it looks really bright because it is, so tread lightly. Just going for a glow, a summer glow. Summer is all about tan and bronziness. I like to get it to a point where it's like almost too much. Ooh, right there. And then if it feels like it's still too much, just tone it. I'm gonna do my highlight, but I think my lash should be ready. Don't want to let it sit too long. So let's do that. For lashes, biggest lash tip, super easy, is to look down into a mirror. So you're looking down here. Oh. And if you don't like to use your hands, just use some tweezers. I use my hands and tweezers, both. And that little spot, we're just gonna smooth her out. Ooh. I don't know if y'all can hear this, but someone is jamming out. And it's like, okay, enjoy your time, but annoying. Oh, I do. I feel fabulous. So I was telling you guys earlier, I haven't been doing makeup regularly. So when I've been putting it on lately, I feel like a whole different person. So going back in with the golden flower crown on a fluffy little brush that I got in an Ipsy bag. Honestly, I haven't bought brushes in a very long time because I just use these free ones from Ipsy. And they're expensive. When you look up, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll buy some other ones from that collection or whatever. No, because I'm cheap. Some finishing touches. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit more mascara, maybe a lot of bit, some more mascara, and then the lips, and then I'll set it all. I do mascara first because I'm going to set it and I want this to dry a little before I do that. All right, lips today, what are we doing? I'm gonna use this LA Girl Perfect Precision Liner. I think that's what it's called. I've used it all the way down, so I don't know. Anyway, let me sharpen her a little bit. And the color is Sugar and Spice. This is my all-time fave. It's like the perfect nude for me. And then you'll see the inside is a little bit left out. I don't fill it all the way. I'm just using a cheap LA Girl Colors. I mean, a cheap LA Colors lip color I found. It's just a really light cream color. And I hit the middle. Mix it up. And that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my face once I track down my setting spray. Seriously, y'all, I'm sorry. I don't know where anything is today. So we're done. I've gone ahead and set my face. I did my hair, I did my edges. So everything is kind of done. The setting spray I use is this Heritage Shores Rose Water and Glycerin. And this, I don't know. I mean, I use it even when I'm not wearing makeup because I just think it really helps my skin feel good. Just feels good. But when I am wearing makeup, it adds some moisture back in because, you know, I use mostly powders after my foundation. Everything is powder. So this really helps to make my skin look like skin again and just keep it hydrated underneath. This is the finished look. Everyday makeup tutorial. This is like, I said summer look, I think, but it really is, it's literally every day I wear the same makeup. I don't really switch it up a ton, but I think it looks really natural and glowy. You can tone down certain aspects of it too, just make it you and let me know what works for you. So as far as makeup and things coming up, I have some ideas. I've really been thinking of hair things to do as well. So if you guys have ideas, shoot them my way, comment below, and we'll just talk it through. So until next time,